It's a little
I
heavy.
hear you've been taking my chrome.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Yeah, the character Darth Vader. I understand that.
Your father.
Daddy?
Yes,
Daddy, that's you.
My crow.
Your crow. You have a pet crow? I've never met your crow.
My
Oh,
crow.
Christina. You
Hey.
just missed my dad. He was just here. He was telling me about his crow.
He wasn't talking about chrome.
Oh my gosh, I understand. Okay, this is called Dark Vader. It's kind of like Darth Vader. It's not the same thing, but this is dark chrome, so they went Dark Vader for the chrome name. I like it. It's a fun play on words. Are you coming back? They always leave.
On the Ultimate trim, we have this dark chrome instead of bright chrome, dark gray lettering instead of red. And over here you have...
Wait.
What?
What is your opinion on this mega grill?
It is chunky.
Do you think the dark chrome helps enough?
I don't prefer this grill. I
like
prefer the Escalade grill.
Yeah, like the thinner
Personally,
meshing. This looks like
yes.
a chain link fence to me.
Oh, it's a home run.
That's what you were doing.
Okay, over here you have your C-shaped daytime running lights and turn signals, your stacked LED headlights, and down here your LED fog lights. Around the side you have these 22-inch wheels, which are unique to the Ultimate trim. What do you think about it?
Oh, they're so busy.
Okay,
The
he
design is
thinks they're
too
busy.
much.
What do you think? We also have some chrome trim.
Bright chrome.
I want it uniform. That's what I want. But you do have this cool running board.
Ooh.
Very nice.
Doors closed,
Yes.
and you can't even tell it's there.
All right, hit him with the profile, Miles. I just spit everywhere.
All right, profile is big, blocky, and to my eyes, beautiful. As we get to the back,
I dig it.
we've got kind of similar to the C shape of the daytime running lights. We've got C-shaped LED taillights, more of the dark lettering for GMC amidst some dark chrome. There's a subtle roof-mounted spoiler up there. And 4 stainless steel exhaust ports. These look meaty and they make a very delicious V8 noise. Pop off this piece here to access your tow hitch. And with the diesel motor, you can tow up to 8,400 pounds. And then in the V8 form, it tows up to 7,700 pounds. Either way, pretty hefty.
I really like that the windshield wiper is hidden.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's not,
I like it.
sitting
Tucked
right
away.
here. It's up under there. Thoughtful GMC. Nicely done. So in summary, we don't think the GMC Yukon Denali, even this Ultimate trim, is the best looking in the segment. Heck, I even think the Tahoe and Escalade siblings look better than this.
Yeah, but I do think this looks better than the Lincoln Navigator.
Yeah, and I think it looks better than the Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
But you let us know in the comments what you think. To buy the Ultimate or not buy the Ultimate? That is the question. All right, inside the cabin you have a heated leather wrapped steering wheel.
With Super Cruise.
That's right, we'll talk about that on our drive. You have a 12-inch digital gauge cluster, 15-inch head-up display.
15?
It's in color too. You have a 10.25-inch touchscreen, which is really responsive.
Really?
You have built-in Google. And check out these camera angles. You got 15.
15.
Whoa.
They're all high resolution.
Wow. Down here you have your climate controls, which is great. So they're easily accessible. And I really appreciate that for the rear climate. And then down here you have Haldao wood.
How now?
Wow.
Haldao?
Slide it back. You got 2 USBs, a wireless charging pad, and a DC little grippy spot for your phone. And check this out. Ooh, yeah. Your kids need some
there
bevies?
it goes.
Pass it to the bag. Hand me my bag, please. Love it. Okay, and if you're not using it for your bag, you have some secret storage. Up top, you have a lot of storage there.
You know what I wish it had? Like the Sierra has the upper storage bin on the dashboard. It'd be so nice if this is a truck. It'd be cool if it was there too. But instead, you got more of the Haldao wood and topography.
Mount Denali.
Ooh, that's Mount Denali?
That's Mount Denali. It's also on the seat here.
I don't like it as much here on the seat. Looks like the leather is melting a little bit.
Or just like the rings on a tree stump.
But
Count
this
the
does
years.
feel really nice,
Yeah,
the
you
leather.
have full grain leather, heated, ventilated, and massaging.
16-way power adjusting.
And you have Bose speakers in the headrest. To the door.
To the door. Oh, and our junk. If you buy the Denali Ultimate, your door could accommodate this much junk in it. The plastics are kind of hard down here, but there's very soft leather up top. And we've got that nice open pore wood trim. Your windows are one touch up down. What about that pano? Sunroof.
Gorgeous. Speaking of up top, you have a digital rear view mirror, which is really nice if you have a packed car. And over here are your controls. You can fold the 3rd row and raise it. You can control your sunshade here.
And your tailgate. You can even set the height of it.
Let's get to the second row. The second row is real spacious. You can slide, recline. You have your own armrest, rear seat entertainment for both passengers with headphones. Third zone of climb control here, heated seats, 2 USB-Cs, an AC outlet down there.
2 HDMIs as well.
And remember, when this slides back, you have your cup holders. To get into that third row, you just pull this lever twice. Boom.
Ooh, that's big access.
Yeah. Nice
Get on
big
back
space. Ooh, like cattle. The third row is actually comfy for an adult.
And that seat is slid all the way back as well.
And I'm 5'9". You have a cup holder on the side, USB-C, and vents. Thank you, GMC. With the captain's chairs, you have 2 sets of lower latch anchors and 5 tethers. Keep in mind that there aren't any lower latch anchors in the third row.
That's a bummer.
Partner test with that car seat in.
I am lounging with leg room and headroom to spare. Hey, you want to see a magic trick?
Not really.
Yeah.
What? It still worked.
It worked. Just take a little bit of body damage, and you've got hands-free access to the trunk, where we have 26 cubic feet of space behind the third row. And if you want to get the third row and second row down, we have power controls off to the side.
Show them.
Well, I will. And the one for the third row lets you lower and raise the seats, whereas the one for the second just puts them on down. But now we've got 109 cubic feet of space. Think of all the things you could do back here.
Get on back.
Give me a water bed. Put it in a jacuzzi, why don't you? You got space for it. You know, another thing I like about this is that the power raising of the seats doesn't take much time at all. They're already back up. Also, there's an AC outlet over here if you're trying to hook up some stuff while camping.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. Okay, GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. What are we working with? Powertrain-wise, we've got a 6.2-liter naturally aspirated V8. Makes 420 horsepower and a healthy 460 pound-feet of torque.
You can also get it as a turbo diesel engine, which is going to give you the same torque, less power, but better MPG with 23 combined.
Yeah, and to compare, this has 16 combined.
Ooh.
So that's a big increase for the turbo diesel. But either way, whichever powertrain you get, you've got a 10-speed automatic gearbox, and that's a great transmission. It's very smooth in the gear changes. You just don't notice it, and that's the best thing you can say about it. And that sends the power through a 2-speed transfer case, so you can have it be in rear-wheel drive for just kind of getting around town. You can go into all-wheel drive if you want some all-season, all-weather traction, or you can have a low-range set of gears for off-roading. You can raise up the air suspension system up to 2 inches, so give you that ground clearance, get to that campsite. We should talk about the ride quality.
Absolutely. So you have magnetic ride control and 4-corner adaptive air suspension, which makes for a very smooth ride. There is some more body movement compared to the crossover because of the truck-based platform.
Yeah, so it's like body sitting on the frame, and so the body is moving around a little more up top, and then the frame is kind of jostling around underneath it. But the magnetic ride control that you just mentioned does take care of a lot of the road blemishes. You don't really notice them all that much, and the seats are
a bit stiff.
They're a little stiff.
And I will say the massage function is not great.
Lacking.
It's like,
it needs a little more
if you don't need to
force.
spend the money on it.
Yeah, it's not a
deep tissue.
Deep tish. It's not a deep tish massage. It's sort of like a just on the surface.
Oh, not even like that.
Not even like that. So it's someone breathing really hard on your back.
Let's talk about room. With the rear seat entertainment, you are going to be missing some of the space here.
So when I was in that seat, in the passenger seat, I didn't really have an issue. My leg room was fine and my back wasn't too upright. This seat, it's got to be the fact that I'm trying to press on pedals. My knees are just kind of crunched up like this.
Right. I mean, we do have a larger rear-facing car seat. It may depend on what you have, but I think it's the rear seat entertainment taking up some of that space.
Yeah, I do like the braking. The brakes definitely give you that confidence as they're coming to a stop, and they're easy to adjust. And then we've got a few different drive modes here. So we're in normal right now, and you can go into sport, and that perks up a throttle response.
Oh yeah.
Oh, V8 feels good.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. It's not going to tear your face off with the acceleration, but you've got enough for all the passing maneuvers you'll need to do or getting up to speed on the highway. One thing we didn't really talk about is the steering. Compared to the Ford Expedition that we were driving not too long ago, which had a variable ratio steering rack, which meant that at lower speeds, it required more effort to turn the wheel, but at higher speeds, it required less effort, and so it felt more nimble. This requires the same amount of effort for all maneuvers, and so it feels more like a labor to keep it in your lane and to take big curves and things like that. It feels more like a truck, whereas the Expedition felt almost like a crossover.
Let's talk about visibility. So you do have some thick pillars back there that make it a bit difficult.
You can fold headrests if you're not using them.
Right.
You know, whatever you've got in the car, digital rearview mirror and the blind spot monitoring system and rear cross traffic and the surround view camera system will really make it easier than without those. Now, just because it's time to flip around, let me talk about the turning radius, which is actually great.
Yeah, it's really good.
For this size of vehicle, I was shocked at how good the turning circle is. And that makes something this big and kind of daunting less so.
And you briefly mentioned safety,
Right.
but let's go over that again. You have rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, pedestrian alert, which is really helpful. I mean, this thing's pretty sensitive with the pedestrian alert, and I appreciate that.
And it vibrates your seat.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one because it's like there's so many different ways to get your attention. You know, an indicator sound or a light or flashing or something like that. The seat vibration, you'll pay attention to that. You're like, why is my seat vibrating? Oh, gosh, okay.
I prefer that method.
Yeah.
I don't need another ding sound. It's great if there's little kids around, strollers. You do not want to miss that.
No. And then we've got the cherry on top. In this vehicle, we've got Super Cruise. Well, I was really hoping we'd just get to a highway that was mapped and that we knew was mapped because we've used Super Cruise in a different vehicle on this highway. But this one's not working. It just says Super Cruise unavailable. Adaptive Cruise Control is also unavailable. So something's wrong with that. So unfortunately, we can't demonstrate that. Just note that when it does work, it works really well. It'll do lane changes for you. It follows vehicles perfectly. It stays in the center of the lane perfectly. And as long as the bar light is green on the steering wheel,
You're good to
you
go.
can have your hands off. When the bar light goes blue, it means that it's about to get to a section of highway that's either not mapped or in a highway interchange where you're gonna have to intervene. And when it's red, you can't use Super Cruise at all. We're not getting any lights because we don't have Super Cruise. And on that disappointment, let's get to the competitors. Well, first, let's talk about the price for this vehicle. So I mentioned already, it's $99,000 for the Denali Ultimate, but if you want just the regular Denali, it's about $76,000, so much smaller pill to swallow. But 99 is going to be the most expensive of any of the vehicles that we're going to talk about, which include the Lincoln Navigator, which is $82,000. It's the least expensive, and it makes 440 horsepower, gets to 60 quickly in 5.4 seconds, and gets 18 combined mpg. There's also the Cadillac Escalade, which is the sister to this vehicle, as is the Chevy Tahoe. The Escalade is $86,000, makes the same 420 horsepower, and the same 0 to 60 time, and the same fuel economy of 16 combined.
But then you have the Jeep Grand Wagoneer, which is going to have the most power with 471 horsepower, the most towing capacity, and the most cargo room.
Yes. It is also very expensive, though.
Oh, yeah. It's $92,000.
$92,000.
And with all that said, let's get to the conclusion.
Sounds good. Did you lower the air suspension?
I didn't need to. It does it automatically.
And yet, we don't think this trim is worth the money.
Well, not the Ultimate trim.
$99,000. If you want to spend that amount of money, why not just go all in on the Escalade? Full bore, American-made luxury look. You get more of that with the Escalade, whereas this is, you almost got there.
If you do love the Yukon, you could get the Yukon AT4.
Yes.
We like that look.
Less money, looks cooler.
Yes. If you want to save money, go with the Tahoe.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not missing out on much.
No, you get the same engine, you get the same space, similar technology.
Yeah.
There are other options in the GM portfolio that we think make more sense for less or for better spent $100,000.
Well, that's all, folks.
See you next time. See you next time. Oh my, I got my leg higher this time. Really working on the flexibility.
Yeah, you're stretching.
I'll stretch these pants out. It's going to happen.
Stretchy pants. Ow.
Well, what did you do?
Ow, I actually smashed my finger.
What are you trying to do? Why did you take away my armrest?
Yeah, I was trying to play a joke on you.
Oh, well, it works,
Joke's on
but
me.
joke's on you. Karma, instant.
Ow.